Everybody look at that word moreover. Brethren, I would not that ye would be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. And they were all baptized under Moses in the cloud of the sea, in the sea. And all did eat the same spiritual meat. You get that? And all did drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were of our examples, to indeed we should, listen to this, not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be idolaters as some were, of them that it is written, people sat down to eat and to drink, and they rose up to play. And it goes on and on and on. You can continue reading when you get home. But as I listened and as I begin to meditate, it became to me that Gentiles, if you allow me to lay down a foundation, because I'd like to speak this morning, amen, on the spirit of the Egyptians, or the spirit of a Gentile. The spirit of a Gentile. Now, in the beginning, God created a perfect blood. Come on. That perfect blood did not have anything to affect the blood. Not its own organs, not things they ate, not things they breathed, nothing could affect the blood of a human being when it was created. Think about that. The blood was pure in a human being. The blood that Adam had was blood that was to last through eternity. Now, how long's eternity, I don't know. I've never been there. I cannot imagine. I cannot grasp that. But I do know that blood was pure. Come on. I wish that there was a scientist back then that could look, although we have examined the blood that we found on the mercy seat of Christ, and they've examined what pure blood actually looks like. It's amazing. But in the beginning, if we had a scientist and we had DNA and we could have looked at Adam's blood, we would have seen things that were much different than our blood. Because that blood never meant for sin, never meant to die, never meant to hunger the things of the spirit. Think about that. We always think of pureness of blood. And it's interesting that the only animals that seem to be worth anything are the purebloods. But the only animal that's worth a hoot is one you find off the street. Mm-hmm. Come on. One that ain't got a home, one that's hungry, one that ain't been loved, one that's been abused. They make the best animals. They make the best friends. And it was interesting, my dog can't get down anymore. He spins in circles for 10 minutes because of his arthritis to sit down, and there's a big cover over the love seat, and we came home, and you know, the easiest level for him to sit down was the level of the couch. And there he was, laid up on that couch, pretty as you please. And as soon as he seen me, he was struggling to get down. I said, oh man, just sit down. Just just enjoy yourself.
Amen.
Just stay where you're at. The best friend you'll ever have is one who doesn't have their nose up in the air. Come on.
This one here.
The best friend, and I'm not saying you can't come from a perfect home and you can't come out of a perfect situation and you can't have perfect parents and you can't be perfect in raising up, but sometimes the best people that have ever lived for God are those that have a past that is too embarrassing to even look at.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know who I'm speaking to, but y'all saw, oh man, we just went to the Baptist church this morning. Ah, man, at least they nod. Those that seemingly understand the greatest of God are those who have been forgiven the most by God.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
If you've never thought you needed God, when you ever come to the realization that you might, those that come from the depths of the murky waters of sin seemingly live for God with a vengeance and a desire to do what God wants them to do, to the place that all you seem to think about and all they seem to do is God.
Mm-hmm.
They've already had the world. They've already been destroyed by the world. And they found something in God that is life-changing. Now, hold on a minute. If you've had everything all your life, I don't know what everything is. You know, and I was talking to somebody the other day, houses and lands don't matter.
That's right.
My car don't matter. I wrecked my car and everybody said, man, did you scream and jump up and down? I said, no, I was trying to render aid. You what? I said, that car don't matter. Oh, it's a nice car and all that, but you know, if I lose it today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
We're so hooked up on things in life that the good that have never seen bad and the bad that have never seen good are almost in the exact same spot.
Come on.
Somebody says, well, I don't make a lot of money. You know what? You just spend it anyway. Seriously, if your boss gives you $1 an hour raise, you raise your cost of living $1 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If he gives you $10, you go up $10. It doesn't matter where your scale is. My daddy used to say, son, it ain't ever what you make, it's what you do with what you make. If you learn to live within your means, when you get extra, it's saved instead of spent.
Mm-hmm.
And my daddy he didn't make no money. But my brother-in-law he can tell you what my daddy could do, and he could live for God.
Mm-hmm.
He could pull you to the side and say, son, I love you, but you need to get back to the altar.
Yes, he
and
is.
I don't know how he did that, and he was that way to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't, I don't know, it was just the love I guess he had, because they just start crying and boo-hooing and tee-hee and ta-ha-ing and